now talk to me about, or talk to us about, when you started walking, were you were you just walking to, like, were you walking a slow pace? Were you walking and working out? Were you sweating a lot? What were you just getting your heart rate up? What was your kind of your thoughts with that in goal?
The only thing I would say probably for like the first 6 months, I was just walking at a normal pace, because I was really trying to focus on hearing the instructions that I was seeking. So that was my main focus. So I wasn't really like going at a high rate of speed, wasn't even considering thinking about my heart rate. Wasn't really walking to lose the weight, honestly. I was walking because I was trying to get God to show me what I needed to do. And that was like the most peaceful place. And, going to the gym at that point, I was too ashamed because I was too big. I felt like I'm fat. I don't need to be at the gym, which was where I should have been. So I just started walking, and I was just seeking an answer. So the first 6 months, that was it. And then I started picking up the pace, doing a little power walking. But I was faithful. I walked every day.
I feel like I have a whole sermon coming on called "In the Meantime." Because because what you said was you weren't concerned about heart rate. No, you didn't have no Fitbit. You weren't trying to break a sweat. You just said, I am seeking an answer. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and walk. And because here's the thing, I'm saying this for the people that'll ever watch this video. It ain't never gonna hurt us to walk, right?
No.
Now I get that people have ailments and different things like that. We can get a treadmill, we can elliptical, we can get a bike, a stationary bike. But in the meantime, as we're seeing this, get on that. If you like watching TV, bike for an hour. Keep the revolution per minute low just to get going. And so you were seeking an answer, and in the meantime, doing the work.
Yes. Now, see, and what happened was, which I didn't know, that's when the shifts, I started having shifts. And here's what happened. My mind started to shift. My body started to shift. The transformation was happening. And my soul was shifting because my relationship with God was growing even stronger. So I had a mind, body, soul shift.
So I love it, which birthed your whole business name, right? Which birthed the whole business name, right? Ooh, God don't play with stuff like that. So what would you say started to shift first?
My mind.
Okay. And talk to us about what was in your mind, what was shifting?
What was shifting was my limited belief that I had about my weight. And I really, my limited belief was that if it had not been for the acid reflux, I probably would have stayed where I was. And not had the urgency to do something different, only because I found out about my other numbers. So I think that was key.
And what, so you started changing some limiting beliefs. What else started to shift? Were you in those first 6 months, were you losing weight?
I started losing inches. I could tell in my clothes.
Okay.
So once my mind started to shift, because once my mind started to shift with my limited beliefs, that I could actually lose the weight, because I felt like even though I was doing it, I still felt in my mind gloom and doom. I still felt that. So I had to really work on reframing that thought process and actually see myself being in a better place, being more healthy. So I had to change what I actually saw before it happened.
So did you find it, were you heavy your whole life? Or was it, so you weren't, and was it like a decade, or, in a particular time, maybe from your 30s to your 50s, where you started to gain more weight? Did it just happen over time?
I got married at 50. I got married on my 50th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And it was during that time. So between 50 and 55 is when I gained the weight.
Okay.
So you were, I was always athlete. Yeah, I was a cheerleader, basketball, baseball. I mean, you name it, and I did it. Yeah.
And so you gained the weight, and it just slowly started happening. And so let me tell you why I asked that, because there are some people who have been maybe heavier for longer periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really why I was asking that question. But the reality of it is that you were saying that the, the starting the work without even saying, I gotta lose 5 pounds by the end of this month, or I gotta
Right.
do this. It was like, look, I gotta get healthier, and this is what I have to do. And so I'm going to start doing it. Rain, sleet,
Mm-hmm.
or snow. This is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the reality of it. And we'll let the rest kind of fall into place. Is that kind of how you did it?
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened because I didn't concern myself with the weight. Once my mind started to shift, then I started focusing on um, the rest of my life. Like reframing other things in my life, like some emotional baggage that I had going on. So I started dealing with that, and of course, as a result of walking, and this was just as a result of walking, the pounds started coming off. You
Yeah.
know, so I got a 3-in-1 deal. You know what I mean? Mind, body, soul.
One of the things that I've learned, I call myself the mindset doctor. One of the things that I've learned is that when you, whatever brings a person to get a life coach or brings a person to get a therapist, the thing that they're digging through can oftentimes be a kind of a thread through the rest of their life. So you talked about one, you were starting to get healthy, and you said your mind started getting healthy, and it started getting healthy in other places, dealing with old relationships, maybe dealing with some old traumas, dealing with some old, because you made a decision in one area, it
That's right.
started manifesting itself in other areas. That's what I'm hearing
Hmm.
you say.
That's exactly what happens. And it does start with the mind. It really does. And when people come to me and they say, I want a program, I want a plan. Usually I go through like at least 90 days of just doing mindset coaching, because if I focus on them losing weight, and then you have people who want to get on the scale. It's like, I never did a scale, never owned a scale, just never did a scale. It's like you will see the results if you just do certain things. You don't have to focus on the weight loss. So in 90 days, guess what? You're gonna be like, oh my God, I lost 10 pounds and we didn't even do a program. Exactly. You know,
Right.
so yeah.
I like how you said that, is you took your mind off of the goal of losing weight and put it on the goal of fixing the problem and getting healthier, and all of the stuff just started happening. And then you got, like you said, you got better with it, and then now you're picking up the pace, and now you're doing more things and stuff like that. So then the stressors got less, and then the rest can get better, and all those things just started to happen as a result of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
How much
Yes.
did you walk a day other than the 30 miles, which is crazy? How much were you walking a day? Were you working a certain amount of time?
I would do at least 2 hours. I would do at least 2 hours a day.
Hold on, Coach G. Y'all, I said at the beginning, Coach G was crazy. Uh, so she decided, what I love is when you get to that point of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
said 2 hours a day, I am going to exercise my body. That's what I'm
Hmm.
going to do,
And
because
I'm still doing it
we
every
plan for
day.
so many
Hmm.
things. And so
Yeah.
you said, this is what's important for me. Girl, you bad to the bone.
I'm there. I'm at the gym 6 days a week. 6 days, 2 hours, 6 days a week. Yes.
I can't.
Because I want to maintain my good health. I do. My mother is 84. I actually relocated back to North Carolina to come back and take care of her. She was the process of kidney failure had started because nobody was here to go to the doctor with her. The doctor had her on medication that she didn't need, so it started kidney failure. So I had to move back home. So I moved back from Texas to North Carolina to take care of my mother. She was Potassium level was off the chart at the point of having a heart attack. Um,
Mm,
so I nursed her back to health and changed her the way she eats, getting her moving around a little bit more. She does good. She still does her own thing. But when she was sick, she wasn't able to do that. And just was able to rearrange all the things that needed to be done. Found her a new primary care. The doctor was in agreement with me with most of the medication that she was on that she didn't need, so she did take her off of most of the medication. Like I said, her eating is different, her sleeping is different. She's consuming more water, she's moving around a little bit more. I took her back for a physical last week, and the doctor says, "Wow, the turnaround is incredible since September." And she says, you have another good 25 years left on this earth, because
Oh,
that's how
good,
good of
good,
a shape.
good.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Just doing the things and getting things in order and
yes,
advocating for yourself or having someone
yes,
to advocate for you, right?
yes, yes.
So Coach G, wherever a person may be right now, we understand from what you're saying that it starts with the mindset. So what is one of the easiest things a person can do where it is, because I want to start from a level playing field. And the level playing field is I don't like where I'm at physically right now. That makes it
Hmm.
level. It don't matter if you need 5 pounds or 55 pounds or
Right,
155 pounds. We can all
right.
say if you're at that place. So if that's what I'm saying, what can I do and what can I start now to jumpstart myself on my journey of health and wellness?
Well, you know what? I usually ask people a couple of questions.
Okay.
And the first thing I ask them is, I'll say, do I have your permission to ask you something personal? And they usually say yes. And I ask them, do you pray?
Mm.
9 times out of 10, they say yes. And I say, can you walk? And they say yes. I says, well, let's put the two together. I need you to walk and I need you to pray. I need you to walk. I need you to pray. That's all I need you to do. Because if you do that, number one, you're going to get some answers to some other things that's going on in your life. And number two, I can guarantee you, if you keep doing it long enough, you're going to see weight is going to start to come off.
Well, you know,
It's
and I
just that
love that.
simple.
I love that because you are going to be authentically you and be able to say this is who you work with, and if a person doesn't pray, okay, can you start? Are you against praying or whatever the case may be? But and here is the thing, because I believe in it as well. Can you think happy thoughts? Can you put good thoughts and good energy? Can you say affirmations to yourself? Can you talk about the future of where you want to be in your dreams? Like all of that is fair game, because you're talking about being connected to the source, to the Father, and then putting good juju inside of yourself while you walking. And you're saying you can just walk. Now, how much time should a person start with? And please don't tell me no 15 miles, Coach G, because you know that's crazy. It's crazy.
You know what? A lot of people, even when I say to people, well, can you do 30 minutes? I don't know. I said, so I make it simple. I said, okay, well, here's what we'll do. 30 minutes is too much for you, so let's do this. And it's actually the same thing. Well, let's do this, since 30 minutes is too much. Walk outside your door and walk 15 minutes in any direction. Any direction, I don't care what, and then come back home. You just did 30 minutes.
Right. I
Now,
love the cheat code.
Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that, right? And
I love that.
And people never argue. They can't argue with it because it's so simple.
Yeah, I freaking love that. I think I can use it. I just want you to walk 15 minutes in one direction. That's all. You only got 15 minutes of work to do.
That's it. And then
Oh my
back.
God, I love that. And what I also love is you said, I have a friend of mine back in Cali, Dr. Rowe, who I love dearly, who lost, I don't know, I think over 150 pounds. You know what he said? He started with walking. He walked to the corner. That was as far as he can go. And then he got up to 5 miles a day, right? And it was just, you start, but you do it and you do it and you do it. You don't make excuses for it. You just do it. It's going to hurt. And you got to figure out how to work around it, because then we fall off the wagon and then we don't want to get back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love what you're saying.
But that's the easiest way to do it. And, because you can't go wrong with that. You're still getting it in. You're still getting a good 30 minutes. And if you can stay consistent with that, it's going to lead to other things. I tell people, and I tell them, prove me wrong. If you don't believe me, just prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that if you walk 15 minutes in one direction and 15 minutes back home, that your sleeping habits aren't going to change, your eating habits aren't going to change, your intake of water, all that is going to change just from you walking 30 minutes a day. All of it.
Guaranteed. How much time do you think that people that are starting have to start with? Because here we are a microwave generation. And if I listen to Coach G and after 7 days, I don't see no results, I'm saying she's full of it. Because we got to have it fast. It took us a long time to gain the weight, but we needed to come off fast, right? So how much time do people have to give it?
I tell people after 90 days, if you're consistent for 90 days, you will see results. And what happens is, the results is what makes you keep doing it. It's
Yes.
not Coach G. It's not, because I send people text messages 5 days a week to keep them in that space of keeping their mind focused. But it's not that. It's the results. If I get you to the point where you see the results, boo, it's a wrap. It's a
Right.
wrap.
Right. Because results beget results. You know, don't start looking cute. I'm gonna tell you, you can't
Girl,
talk
come
to me
on
when I
now.
start looking cute, right? Talk to my people. Have your people talk to my people when I get cute,
Okay,
right?
exactly.
And you're right, because the results, you start seeing it, you start feeling better. You
Yes.
start doing the things that you need to do.
Mhm.